Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So yesterday I got sent a list of kind of data mined, relatively poorly worded buffs on the Necropolis champions and fights. And even though in some of these you really cannot, figure out what the fight is going to be, with some of them you can definitely get a fairly decent idea at the very least. And so let's take a look at them. Perhaps we figure it out. Keep in mind that on top of this all, there will still be the trap nodes, which we do not know exactly how they're going to look like, aside from the one which deals damage back if you hit them whilst they are against the wall. But still, Necropolis is definitely extremely hype content. I personally am also definitely looking forward to it. So any bits of information, as long as I think they are credible, and in this case it does appear to be, it's just that it hasn't, translated the best, are worth looking at as far as for me. So with Airwalker, when the timer runs out, Airwalker gains a Galactus energy boost, and that is removed if Airwalker is shut down. I believe that should be knocked down, so you do need to keep knocking him down frequently. Now this on Black Widow Clairvoyant seems kind of a bit dangerous. So if Black Widow Clairvoyant hits the attacker, he will be KO'd immediately. Okay, so that's a bit rough and mean. When the timer expires, Black Widow Clairvoyant will change the current curse and give the attacker a placebo buff. This actually makes the fight a lot more dangerous. Because typically, if you fight against Black Widow Clairvoyant, you want to avoid champions that rely on bleed, because she's going to start in bleed curse and presumably stay in that curse the entire fight. And obviously, you ideally use a champion that deals well with bleed. Now, her automatically changing her curses will mean that, you're going to have to be worried about bleed, incinerate, and poison, and you can't really rely on those debuffs as well either. If Black Widow Clairvoyant cannot activate Touch of Death while this effect is active, fair enough. Captain America Infinity War, he's going to gain ability from his signature ability and switches between classes in order, and that's going to be a whole bunch of, I assume, reimagined apps. Ability sets from related to his sig, but it's probably going to be when we parry him or something like that, where he's going to start putting armor breaks and petrifies on us and stuff like that. The Dragon Man seems fairly straightforward. He will eventually go immune to stun by the looks of it, so it's going to be harder to deal with the power gain buff from Dragon Man. With Hitmonkey, when the timer runs out, Hitmonkey activates Assassin's Cunning and Primal Fury. This is going to be a bit tricky as well, because obviously with Assassin's Cunning and Primal Fury comes Evade, Parry, Stun, Shrug Off, and some other bad things like potentially going unblockable. So again, we're going to need to think a bit about that one. Jubilee one sounds really frustrating, because when Jubilee's, the bonus buffs that Jubilee will get will depend on which fireworks are active on her. Performing light or medium attacks will give Jubilee and bar of power, and performing a medium or heavy attacks will give Jubilee a bar of power, and stuff like that. So you're going to need to know which attacks you want to avoid throwing at any given moment. This seems like quite an honest pain in the beak. But okay. When Kramen gains 3 Hunter charges, all charges are consumed and attacker receives one-time direct damage. Again, the entire question is how big the direct damage there is. With Nova, if the defender gains 5 charges, this will cause an energy drain on the attacker, burning all of his energy. Keep in mind that the wording of burning all of his energy also implies damage, as in like you lose power and you take damage proportional to the amount of power that you lost. When the time runs out, this attacker will receive a charge of Poison Nova. So that would be, timer. Once it goes up to 5, you lose all your power and you take damage. Odin. As long as Odin has fewer than 6 buffs, he will take 100% less damage. So this one as well. So you will basically have to, stay close to him, make sure his buffs do not expire, and make him alternate in between level 1s and level 2s for the most part. So this is going to be a tricky fight, unless you're using somebody that, puts buffs on the attacker by themselves. But the champions that put buffs on the attacker also take them away. I don't know. We'll see how that one works out. This is quite scary too, Psycho Man. So when the timer expires, the attacker loses all buffs and takes one-time big direct damage. Complete the appropriate action to move on to the next action and reset the timer. The problem here is that your actions are block, heavy, or special. As we know, when Psychoman is in each individual phase, that can be extremely punishing. I do think you can bypass this with the Cosmic Champion that has a lot of buffs, then you don't have too much to worry about. But this could be very kind of frustrating because, when we fight Psychoman, our mentality is, if it says special attack, okay, don't throw a special attack, wait a bit, gain about power, it's going to change up. Now we're going to have to combine that with this node, so definitely going to be a bit more rough. It's a fantastic increased defense energy recovery in battle. That's in energy recovery. I'm not entirely sure what this is meant to be. Red Goblin, for every 5 Bloodlust charges, the Red Goblin gains 1 Bloodlust. For each effect of the Red Goblin's Bloodlust, the attacker's energy recovery and blocking ability is reduced. So this blocking ability, that would seem something like a Disorient plus Disintegrate type of thing, where you gain less combat power and take more block damage. Wither is removed for 6 seconds, and while it is removed, the attacker's timer for all debuffs is paused. This is not cool. Solar Centurion. When the timer expires, Solar Centurion will reduce the target timer by 2 seconds or pause the target timer by 2 seconds. So it's a lock-on thing, I would bet. Squirrel Girl, when the timer runs out, TP moves towards the attacker. And whenever TP does move towards the attacker, you take that damage as well. And you receive some sort of tear debuffs as well. So let's see what happens there. Titania, she will be pausing her fury buffs if you dodge, as in if you dash away from Titania. Wiccan, when the time runs out, Wiccan will steal all of the attacker's energy, remove the number of energy division charge. So so there's gonna be power burn, power steal, power drain as well by the looks of it that we need to plan for. It is going to be tricky to figure out teams for this path. And also some of Necropolis buffs encounter. While this timer is active, the attacker cannot dex or evade or cause the defender to miss. I hope this is just going to be on the boss, but does this mean that all of the miss mechanics and evade mechanics? No, that can't be. I think that is going to be the boss mechanic. Acquisitions revenge. The defender has just stunned. The number of revenge acquisitions is limited. Defender is furious and enraged. This special attack immobilizes the attacker, and ability accuracy cannot be reduced without class advantage, and his attack stats tripled. I think this is when the timer goes halfway through. It effectively means that a root buff. So there are, some buffs. Again, some of these are a bit tricky to understand, and obviously this isn't the full list, but still, I'm kind of slowly starting to get the idea what it is going to be about, and I'm not sure. This does look quite mean. I'm not gonna lie. This does look quite mean. For instance, with that Airwalker, if he gets the Galactus energy boost thing that comes with, I believe, regeneration and whatnot. I'm not even sure. As I said, at the moment, I'm kind of freezing all my rank ups. Even though I think I could probably do Ascension already anyways. But I'm definitely not using any of my catalysts for a while. I could take a champion up to rank 2 as a 7-star for sure. Almost 2 even. But I'm going to keep saving all that stuff until Necropolis comes out for sure. Because, you want to give yourself the best possible chance not to go absolutely bankrupt trying to push through this thing. Just a reminder, I will be going in Necropolis as soon as it drops. And I will be trying to explore all of it as quickly as I can. I will stock up on energy drinks and some sort of pot noodle. And for several days, I will be either sleeping or playing Necropolis and obviously streaming it for your entertainment, guys. I will do my best to get that mythic title. Who knows how that will work out, but you guys surely will be able to tune in and see the challenge of it. Let me know what you guys think about, what you know about Necropolis thus far, about the rewards, about the nodes, about the level of difficulty, and most importantly, let me know about your own plans. Do you plan on exploring it early? Do you plan on taking your time with it? Do you plan on never exploring it and just doing the completion run? Do you plan on not touching it at all for a while? What is on your mind when you hear Necropolis? I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. proceed with hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about